All right, let's dive into something pretty revolutionary today. We're talking about a whole new approach to web development that's opening the doors for literally anyone to build powerful, full stack web applications. And yeah, I mean the entire thing, from what you see on the screen to the complex engine running in the background. It's all about working smarter, not harder, by tapping into the power of AI. So, let me ask you something. Does the thought of building a complete website from scratch just feel like this massive, impossible mountain to climb? For a long, long time, that feeling was totally justified. I mean, the traditional way to learn, it was brutal. You were looking at these super steep learning curves, trying to memorize complex programming languages. It took years and years of practice. It was a huge wall that stopped a lot of people with amazing ideas right in their tracks. But just imagine for a second, what if you could sidestep a lot of that struggle? What if instead you could just describe what you want to create? What if you could build an entire app just by explaining your vision in plain, simple English? Well, that's exactly where this new concept, vibe coding, comes into play. Think of it as an AI-assisted way of developing where you use natural language prompts. Basically, you're just talking or typing what you want to get the AI to generate, modify, and even improve the code for your web apps. It's pretty incredible. So how does this actually work in practice? Let's take a look at the toolkit you'd be using to turn those ideas of yours into actual working code. The whole process is really a partnership, a collaboration. You bring the vision, the idea, and you express it in simple language. Then you've got an AI assistant, something like GitHub Copilot, that lives inside your code editor. It acts as your expert translator, taking your words and turning them into exactly the code you need. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all of it. And this is really the key. You absolutely do not need to be a senior programmer with a decade of experience to build something real anymore. This whole modern AI-assisted workflow, it's designed for everyone to master. Now, this is where things get really powerful. Seriously, check this out. We're going to see how vibe coding lets you learn and master not one, but two of the biggest backend languages out there at the exact same time. Okay, so this is what's so cool about this. AI frees you up completely. On one hand, you can build your app's engine, the backend, using JavaScript, which is super fast and amazing for real-time stuff. But on the other hand, you've got Python, with its clean style and incredible power for handling data. In the past, you'd have to pick one and spend years specializing. But with an AI assistant, you don't have to choose. You can learn and build with both simultaneously. It gives you this incredible range of skills. All right, so that sounds great, right? But what does the actual journey look like? Let's break down the whole path, from just an idea in your head to a live application, into a really clear four-step process. It's a pretty straightforward path. First up, you nail the foundations. HTML, CSS, the basics of JavaScript, but you're using AI prompts to make that learning process way faster. Second, you start building modern interactive front ends, the parts people actually see and click on, using a popular tool called React. Third, you build out those powerful dual backends we just talked about, creating the channels that let the front and back of your app talk to each other. And finally, step 4, you put it all together. You connect the front end, the back end, the databases, and you launch a complete full-stack application. And that brings us to the most exciting part. What can you actually build with these skills? Let's get into some real-world examples. And we're not talking about simple little websites here. You can build seriously complex, valuable systems. Things like an appointment booking app, a customer management tool, a CRM, a small e-commerce platform, or even the interface for an AI chatbot. These are professional projects you can put in a portfolio. So here's the most important takeaway. The entire focus shifts. You're not just learning the rules and syntax of a language anymore. You're learning how to architect and build complete end-to-end systems that actually solve real problems. Look, this new way of developing is changing the game. It's fundamentally changing who gets to be a creator, who gets to build things. The tools are here, they're more accessible than ever, and the path forward is clearer than it's ever been. So the only question left is, what will you create?